There's a nice spot on the way up to Edinburgh the Drift Club's been eyeing up. I think you've earned the right to have first crack and show off a little, what you reckon? I've thrown on new high-grip front tyres, tuned the throttle response in the computer and lowered it on firm springs. Well, if you get to show off, and so do I. I've put in a route down to the old rail yard. I think you'll see what I'm getting at. Now the rubber's warm, let's keep going, shall we? Very nice, very nice. I like the back end work particularly. And up here, just a cheeky little detour down the side. I'm really chuffed Joel persuaded you to front up our little band. I think it's just the thing we needed. If we really want to be taken seriously, we need a bit of a personality to lead the way. A nice one. Anyway, no more said about that. Onwards and upwards, eh? We'll take a longer drift drive this time. Show drift clubbers the skills and technical challenges involved in covering that sort of distance. 98 Sylvia K, 2.6 litre, inline 6, and the full Rocket Bunny boss kit. I might have got a little carried away here, but I was sure you wouldn't mind. Remember when I talked about too much power? This is too much power. You really shouldn't need to floor it. Watch the rear. It's slippy. If it comes out, you're using too much power. What I like to see. Now, I would like to see more, please. Friction is what everyone wants to see. Not actual friction, of course, because that's an invisible force. There's a way to see an invisible force. What you can see, however, is clouds of smoke from tyres starting to burn at 121.11 degrees Celsius or 250 degrees Fahrenheit for those who prefer imperial measurements, of course. Now let's really shred those tyres. What did you make of that? If we get them used to long drives, we can have drift clubbers laying down rubber in every corner of the UK. Ever tried drifting uphill? It's quite a skill. I'll admit I'm useless at it, but you're going to show Drift Club it can be done. And I've found just the spot for it. And just the car. Borrowed this from J-Min at the festival. Nice young fella, if a little excitable. Practically flung the keys at me when I said I'd be handing it over to you. Here we go. A nice technical drive on mixed road surfaces. I do love the technical ones. Balance is key. Steer and counter-steer. Enough throttle to push the power slide, enough brake to hold your grip. You know, I really should be writing these bits of wisdom down somewhere. I suspect that machine is capable of more. And so are you. Uphill, you're fighting traction loss, burning power, and still relying on momentum to carry you through. Though I'm sure you're taking all this into account already. Well, you certainly can't do that with engineering alone. claim that you have to use rear-wheel drive cars to drift. That is simply not true. Some of the greatest proponents of functional oversteering, or drifting if you prefer, come from stage rally. And some of them predate Mr. Takahashi. Some also claim that Japanese or American cars are the only options for functional oversteer. This is also not true. Here at Drift Club, we find drift machines in all sorts of odd places. Sweden, for instance. This is the Volvo 242 Turbo Evolution, featuring a few little adjustments of my own. I think you'll find it more than adequate. Course is late though you're welcome to have a little fun on the way. Not bad. But do I need to explain again about power to weight ratios? Fabulous! Drift clubbers, take note. There's more where this came from. You see, this is just my point. People think drifting is simply losing control of the vehicle, when in fact you are delicately balancing traction loss with grip. It's a carefully controlled loss of control, is what I'm saying.